All right, so I know it's been a while since I've put out any sort of content on my YouTube channel. It's been, about 3 years now, 2 years? And I figured that, now that the Bears have a decent offseason and now are slated to have the biggest improvement out of any NFL team, I figured it'd be now a good time to get back into it, start talking about the team more. And obviously, you guys know I'm a big football fan and I'm a huge Bears fan. So I figured that this would be a good time to start heading back into things and start talking about some of the moves we've made in the offseason so far. Also, a disclaimer, I will cover other teams too. I don't want to just cover the Bears. I mean, obviously, this channel will mainly be Bears topics, but feel free to comment anything that you guys want me to cover in terms of other teams. So I know we have the Lamar Jackson situation right now. We've got the Aaron Rodgers situation with the Jets. I will cover those too in other videos. But for this video, I'm going to cover some of the things that the Bears have done this offseason so far. They have made quite a few moves in obviously what is considered one of the biggest offseasons in Bears history because of the number 1 overall pick that they had and all the cap money that they have or had going into this offseason. So I'm going to go through these kind of in chronological order. It may not be perfect, but I'm kind of sticking to my memory here. So the first move that the Bears made this offseason, or first major move they made off this offseason, was trading the number 1 overall pick to the Carolina Panthers. This was, I believe, on March 10th. So this was a few weeks ago, almost a month now. But on March 10th, the Bears traded the number 1 overall pick to the Carolina Panthers, and they received a haul for it. Obviously, you guys probably know already what they got, but I'll still go over everything. The Carolina Panthers received the number 1 overall pick, and what we got in return was their 9th overall pick. So the switch of picks, we've got a second round pick, which was number 61 overall for this year. We got a 2024 first round pick. So now we're slated to have 2 first round picks in 2024 next year, and also a second round pick in 2025. And then the big home run hitter of this entire trade package was getting DJ Moore, who, make no mistake about it, DJ Moore is a number 1 receiver in this league, a wide receiver 1 in this league. So obviously very happy that we were able to get that trade haul from the Carolina Panthers. And, shout out to them, who are probably going to have a very good QB in CJ Stroud, which I'm projecting is the guy they're going to draft over Bryce Young. And, good for them. But, hey, the Bears are now set up for their future now with the 9th overall pick and 2 first round picks in 2024. And obviously another second round pick too. So that trade actually happened before the start of free agency. So now we're going to go into the free agency portion. And the first move they made in free agency was acquiring linebacker TJ Edwards from the Philadelphia Eagles, and we signed him to a 3-year, $19.5 million contract with a $4.5 million signing bonus and $7.9 million of that contract guaranteed, which averages to around $6.5 million over the 3 years per year. The next guy that we signed was offensive guard Nate Davis from the Tennessee Titans. We signed him to a 3-year, $30 million contract, and $19.25 million of that contract is guaranteed, and obviously that annual salary would be around $10 million. And by the way, I am getting most of this information from SpotRack, although I wasn't able to find Nate Davis's signing bonus, but I mean, that's not really important here. But we're going to keep going on. Next move they made was acquiring another linebacker from the Buffalo Bills, a young stud in Tremaine Edmonds from the Buffalo Bills. We signed him to a 4-year, $72 million contract. So obviously a steep price to pay, but he is a stud, an absolute monster. I will be making separate videos on all these guys. So I'm not going too much in depth on what these guys are and what they do for the team. I'll have that on other videos, but continuing on with Tremaine Edmonds here, $72 million contract, 4 years. That included a $9.75 million signing bonus and a $50 million guaranteed of that $72 million, and that averages out to around $18 million per season. The next player we signed is quarterback PJ Walker. So we got a backup QB for Justin Fields. We signed him to a 2-year, $4.15 million contract and a $1 million signing bonus included. $2.01 million of that contract is guaranteed, and that averages to around $2,750,000 guaranteed. The next player we signed was defensive end Demarcus Walker from the Tennessee Titans, I believe. He signed a 3-year, $21 million contract, which included a $2 million signing bonus. And of that $21 million, $15.65 million of that contract is guaranteed, and that averages around $7 million per season. Next up, we signed running back Dante Foreman, formerly of the Carolina Panthers. And now we're starting to look like the Chicago Panthers now, because that is 3 Panthers that we have acquired in this offseason. We signed him to a 1-year, $2 million contract, and that includes a $375,000 signing bonus and $1 million guaranteed. And the last big name player, obviously, or sort of big name player, notable player that we signed was tight end Robert Tonyan from the Green Bay Packers. We signed him to a 1-year, $2.65 million contract, should I say, including a $750,000 signing bonus and $1.25 million of that contract guaranteed. So I know obviously that isn't the most entertaining video, but I guess this is more informational now. And I'm kind of going to be going on this direction, kind of be talking about everything that we have done, what this has done for the team. Obviously going over each player, each trade that happens, anything that we do in the offseason. And then obviously talking about some of the other players or other teams, should I say. Like I said, Aaron Rodgers and Lamar Jackson, kind of their drama going on with their teams and what's going to go on and what that's going to make for the NFL future in general. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that. And like I said, if you guys want me to include your teams and you want me to talk about your teams and what moves your teams have made, feel free to comment that down below. Thanks for watching, and I'm out.